Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. So glad you're here today with me, and I'm so glad that we get to share a new year together. This is wonderful. It's difficult to remember to write 2024, isn't it? I've been having trouble with that in all my communications. Even when I record Daily Dose Radio, I put in the date of the recording, when I make my notes. And man alive, is it hard to remember to write 2024 and not 2023. I'm still stuck in that mode. Well, we'll get out of it soon enough, won't we? Today we're looking at Psalm 109. Now, we started that yesterday. It's going to be a two-parter this week and next week, 2 parts. And today we're going to look at verses 4, 5, and 6. So yesterday we started off. He asked God to hold not his peace. Why? Because people, his adversaries, the wicked and the deceitful, they weren't holding their peace. So we have lies being told by them. And when he asks God not to hold his peace, he wants the truth to be spoken, because God only speaks truth. So he's asking for truth to come into the situation. We saw how it compares to the suffering of Christ. We're going to continue that comparison all the way through here, actually. So today, 4, 5, and 6, you'll notice, and let me read the passage for us. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good, and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. Now, you notice that it says, for my love, they're my adversaries. That just reminds me of what Paul said in the epistles. I forget which one of his epistles. He said, have I become your enemy because I've told you the truth? Yeah, and so whenever we don't like what somebody has to say, oh, well, it can't be our fault. It can't be, we're not wrong. Of course we're not wrong. How could we be wrong? And the apostle, speaking to his audience, said, I'm telling you the truth, but now you have become my enemy because of it? Is that what's happened here? And of course, that's the same thing that's going on in the suffering of Christ. For his love, he had adversaries. He was showing love. Hatred for his love. He said, the psalmist says here in verse 5, they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. How is that possible? How is it that we can get it so absolutely wrong? Well, in John chapter 13, we have a very interesting statement here that the Lord Jesus makes in John chapter 13 about his love. He actually is talking about the love that he had shown. And let me read the passage for you. Verse 1, now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. You see, Jesus gave nothing but this kind of love to his followers. Yeah, and so for my love there are my adversaries, and hatred have they given for love. And of course, that's exactly what happened to Christ. He didn't raise up his foot against anyone. And yet he loved everyone. And yet they betrayed him, they crucified him, and did so much more to him as well. Notice verse 6, set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. This reminds us of Judas, because of Judas it said there in that same chapter in John 13, this is at the supper, the Last Supper, there in John 13. And after the sop, Satan entered into him, that is Judas. Then said Jesus unto him, that thou doest, do quickly. So Satan enters into him, speaking of Judas, and of course we know we're going to run into Judas next time as we look at verses 7 through 9. So come back tomorrow, and I hope that you'll join me then, and we'll see in the New Testament where Peter actually quotes from this psalm. So I'll see you tomorrow here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, Check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.